What could it have been used for? According to another theory, the Festos disc is an ancient board game. It's argued that the spiral pattern on the disc is similar to a game which is thought to have its origins in ancient Egypt. It's said that the royal game of the goose was played by the pharaohs. Classical archaeologist Sandy McGillivray challenges Gareth to a game.
Okay, Gareth. One of the theories, as you well know, is that the Festos disc was played in a game as it spirals inward. You end up at the little rosette in the middle. Not unlike this old traditional game of the royal goose, where you end up with the goose in the middle and that's how you win.
But the signs on the disc do not sit in different squares like a board game. And Gareth believes there are simply too many signs.
It's important to look at other cultures and civilizations, but I don't think there's any evidence for it being a game. I think there's another approach that we need to get there.
You can't imagine Minoan priests and priestesses sitting around playing this game.
I'm trying very hard, but it's very difficult, let's put it that way. But people will use their imagination to try to explain anything that they can't find a logical explanation for. So it has captured people's imaginations. The unknown always does. People feel the need to try to understand it. I just feel the way to understand it is down another path.
Gareth hopes he might get a better idea of the disc's purpose by visiting the place where it was found. The legendary palace of Festos. According to Greek legend, the ancient city which once stood here was founded by King Minos and named after Festos, the son of Hercules, who himself was the son of Zeus. The ruins of Festos' palace can still be seen today. But according to Professor McGillivray, scholars are beginning to wonder whether this was in fact a palace at all.
The truth is, regarding these Minoan palaces, is that 100 years after their discovery and all the study, we don't really know what they were used for. There's a current wave of thinking that they were not the residence of a king, that they were places where people gathered and performed certain rituals.
The discovery of religious artifacts and its location suggests this may have been a temple.
That mountain is sacred to Zeus in the Greek period. That's where you have the Idaean cave of Mount Ida, which is part of the Zeus myth.
An earthquake destroyed the complex thousands of years ago. The Greek and Roman empires rose and fell. All the while, the disc lay hidden here.
From this room, down here, is where the Festos disc was found. I can't stand here and not think about the possibility that there could be other examples of this Minoan inscription very close to where we are standing. So it all starts from here.
Could the disc have been a religious or magical object? To the ancient Minoans, there was no clear divide between religion and magic. If the palace of Festos was indeed a temple, could it be that the disc found here carries some incantation or spell? The search for clues continues at an evening service at a Greek Orthodox church. Prayers and chants are offered with rhythm and repetition, giving them a mesmeric, almost hypnotic quality. Rhyme and repetition are common features of hymns and incantations. Could the disc contain some kind of musical pattern or rhythm? Gareth visits a composer to find out. Kostas Moskos is a director of the Institute for Research on Music and Acoustics. He's agreed to analyze the disc.
Kalimera, Kostas.
Kalimera.
Well, it's a pleasure to see you today. I was wondering whether we could find a way in which we might approach the Festos disc, maybe from another angle.
Yes, quite challenging actually. I took the 45 signs of the disc and I have separated in groups, and I have transformed to the diatonic scale, what was very common this time. And I have used as sounds, the sounds of lyra.
Kostas is an expert in ancient musical instruments.
Lyra was played with a plectron and plugged this way, or with fingers. The drum will use 3 different sounds, one like this, one like this, and one like this. This is the sound of the sistron that we know that in Minoan time.
He's tried to find some musical logic in the arrangement of the signs on the disc, turning the signs into a kind of musical score.
I don't know if you want to listen to the results.
I would love to, Costa, I would love to.
The result is intriguing. But there seems to be a pattern emerging. One phrase stands out. Two particular notes seem to repeat.
Thank you, Efkarsto. On here we have evidence for rhyming. My simple language, I say it like that. We have repetition. I just heard musical repetition. I heard it myself, so thank you very much indeed.
The repetition suggests that one pairing of signs has special significance. The points of rhythm are marked by 2 characters, a shield with 7 dots and a human head. But what on earth can they mean? Music may have helped decipher a mysterious ancient disc that's baffled experts around the world. Researcher Gareth Owens believes the Festos disc could have had religious or magical significance. It appears to contain repeating phrases like an incantation or prayer. But if this is a 3,500-year-old prayer, to which unknown god was it directed? Gareth believes the answer must lie in the 2 signs, which appear at rhythmic intervals on the disc.
The most important feature on the Festos disc for me, without doubt, is this combination of signs. We have the head of the punk, as I call him, followed by the circle with the 7 dots in it.
These are the signs highlighted in a composer's musical score. But what could they mean?
My opinion is that the Festos disc is an unusual form of Cretan hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics are among the earliest forms of written language. The best known were those of Egyptian priests in their sacred writings. They began as pictures representing different objects: the sun, a house, a bird. But over time, the pictures became increasingly stylized. They started to represent sounds, which could be combined in different ways to form new words. Pictures gradually turned into letters. This jagged line was the Egyptian representation for water. The ancient Semitic word for water was mem. Over time, some symbols and sounds merged. And Egyptologists believe that this is the origin of our letter M. Although Gareth can't work out what the two key symbols mean, he thinks he may be able to work out what sound they might have made.
I believe each sign probably has a sound value, so we build them together and we build words. This, for me, is the key to the Festos disc.
Gareth has analysed the frequency of the signs and searched for similar signs in two other ancient scripts found on Crete, Linear A and Linear B.
This head, statistically, this sign is found 90% at the beginning of words, which in other scripts on Crete has the sound value A. This sign can be compared to Linear A and Linear B and has the sound value que. So possibly we have the beginning of a word that is the key to the Festos disc. 13 out of 61 words begin with the word beginning with aque.
Gareth says the head may have the sound value A, and the circle with 7 dots, the sound value que. The fact that they're repeated as a combination 13 times suggests that this sound combination could be crucial to decoding the disc. But what does aque mean?
My feeling is that aque could be connected to an Indo-European word ako, which is testified meaning mother.
The ancient Greeks called her Akko. The ancient Romans called her Acca Larentia. The medieval Germans called her Mada Acca. Her name reverberates through history. Aque, Akko, Acca. All meaning the same. The great mother goddess, the creating force behind everything. The Festos disc could be the earliest known written prayer to the great Cretan Minoan gods. It was believed that the mighty Zeus was born on these mountains, but Gareth believes the makers of the disc were praying to his mother. At the top of one of the most sacred sites in the ancient Minoan world, Mount Euctus, a church now stands in place of pagan temples. Gareth has arranged to meet the priest and head of the Greek Archaeological Authority on the island. As he enters the church, he notices a remarkable number of depictions of the Virgin Mary, the Holy Mother of God. He wonders if the emphasis on the Virgin is a distant echo of a much older form of worship practiced on this mountain.
The Mother Earth, of course, comes first. A mother of everybody, mother even of the gods. And with her comes the young son, which here in Crete was said to be Zeus. But we all owe our existence, our birth, our life to her.
The mysterious Festos disc may never be fully deciphered, but Gareth Owens believes he has made a start.
We've ended up with something which is hopeful for the future. Definitely inspiration to think that maybe we might start understanding the words that are written on there. How close we are, I'm not sure, but I think we're getting closer.
If it is a prayer, we may never know what it says. But Gareth Owens now believes he may know to whom it was spoken.